And good evening, everyone, and welcome in to the UFC Fight Cards podcast presented by Orange Fire Media. I'm your host, Russ Renault, and got another great night here on the show. Every Sunday night, we're live right here at 9 p.m. Central. We're going to open up some boxes of UFC cards. We're going to talk about last night's fights. We're going to get to UFC 288 from Newark, New Jersey, the main event. Aljamain Sterling, the bantamweight champion, against Henry Cejudo. And coming up later on the show, we've got a lot of excitement around this product. The 2023 Prizm dropped last week, and we have a whole case, and we're going to be going through that over the next 11 weeks. We opened one last week, started with 12, now we're down to 11. So we got all these sitting here. If you're just joining us on the show, let me know your name, who you collect, and where you're from. Be happy to give you a shout out. And also, if you've got a choice on which one of these boxes you want us to open, I don't really have a preference. I'll just grab the one that I think. And so if you're feeling lucky with one of these tonight, just let me know which one, and I'll pick that one. So there we go. That's what we'll be getting to later on. But if you've been here, this is your first time, welcome in. I really appreciate it. This is your family-friendly UFC podcast. I know a lot of them out there, and I say this every week, but we do things a little bit different here because we do want kids to get into the hobby, get into collecting. So we want this to be a place that they can come and enjoy the show with you without some of the language that we're used to, which is, fine for other shows. But for this one, we're going to keep it clean and talk about fights and then talk about cards mostly because that's what you came here to see. You came here to see me open some product and see what we grab out of these. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next 11 weeks with this Prizm until the next product comes out. So we may save some as we go along when the next product comes out, which is Donruss. When that comes out in June, we'll take a break from the Prizm, open some Donruss just to get the new product in there, and then we'll save it up and we'll open it at some point. But we've got enough to keep us going for now, and so we're really looking forward to the next few weeks and hope that you will subscribe and join us on that journey. What is in these boxes, we have no idea. So if you come back every week, you subscribe, you'll always know when the show's on. And also, when you subscribe, you're entered into our card giveaways. We're going to be giving away 7 fighter lots at some point. We'll determine when that is, but if you subscribe to the show, you'll be entered into that. And so we've got I don't have them out there today because I've been doing it over the last couple of weeks, and everybody that's a regular kind of knows the deal by now. But there's a numbered card in all 7 of these lots. We've got John Jones, we've got Glover Teixeira, Jan Blachowicz, Robert Whitaker, Justin Gaethje, and then on the women's side, we've got Holly Holm and Miesha Tate. And so all of those contain a numbered card. All of those lots have something numbered in them. Miesha Tate actually has 2 in there, so if you subscribe to the show, you'll be automatically entered. I just need your username, and we'll get in touch with you however we can to get those in your hands if you win. So we'll have 7 winners. And when we get to 100 subscribers, that's probably when we're going to do the giveaways. So those are pretty good odds. And what better way to kick off this show than giving away stuff. And we just want it to grow and really be a place where the card community and the fight community come together. And we just want to be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So what we do first on the show is we talk about last night's event. And, it's a pay-per-view event, so it's a little bit bigger show. So we had the event from UFC 288 from Newark, New Jersey. As I said at the top of the show, bantamweight championship on the line with the champion Aljamain Sterling defending against Henry Cejudo, the former champion, former 2 weight division champion, and Aljamain Sterling coming away with a split decision. And it looked like Aljo controlled the fight for the most part. There were a couple of rounds where Cejudo got in his shots, but I thought that Aljamain Sterling did enough to get a unanimous decision, but one of the judges felt otherwise. But I think Aljamain felt like he was in control of that fight and maybe let off the gas a little bit too much in some of those rounds, but retains his belt nonetheless, and that will set up a matchup that we all know is coming. He says September against Sugar Sean O'Malley, so really looking forward to that main event coming up later on this year, and who knows what's ahead for Triple C. He said maybe it was his last fight, but there's still some intriguing stuff out there. I saw some things today. Brandon Moreno, the flyweight champion, would like to get in the ring or getting the octagon with Triple C. Saw maybe a rumor Davison Figueiredo at bantamweight would be a good matchup for Cejudo. Maybe even Merab, because he's got to have somebody to fight. So Merab Dvalishvili, teammate of Aljo, they're not going to face each other. So what Aljo wants to do, from what he said, is he wants to defend that belt against O'Malley and then move up to 145 and try to take that title from Alexander Volkanovski. So also had a great co-main event last night with in the welterweight division with number 4 Belal Muhammad against number 5 Gilbert Burns, and Belal Muhammad with a unanimous decision, no question about it, with the win over Gilbert Burns, and that will now set up a title shot for Belal Muhammad, a long time coming. So he will get the winner between the champion Leon Edwards and Colby Covington later on this year. So we'll look for Muhammad in either Edwards-Covington fight coming up later on. So Belal Muhammad got the job done. It looked like Gilbert Burns injured his left arm at some point early on in the fight and was unable to use that left arm the rest of the way. So we didn't see the Gilbert Burns that we've seen the 2 prior times that we've seen him in the octagon this year. So Belal Muhammad did enough to get the win, knew that he had Gilbert hurt, and kept his foot on the gas. And it's a pretty good fight, but you knew that Gilbert was hurt and that Belal was going to take advantage of that at some point, and just outpointed him and got the job done. Probably one of the more shocking things that happened last night was also on the main card, and that was the women's strawweight matchup between number 4 Jessica Andrade and number 5 Yan Xiaonan. And Yan Xiaonan knocked out Jessica Andrade in the very first round and was going backwards and caught Andrade with the right and dropped her on the ground and finished it off. And so looking like Yan Xiaonan will step up and be the next in line to challenge Zhang Wei Li. So we have a China versus China potential strawweight championship bout. So that's pretty exciting there, because Yan Xiaonan, you look at her physique, you don't think of power, but you look at Jessica Andrade and you do. And Yan Xiaonan with an impressive victory last night in that women's matchup. Also on the main card, we saw an impressive debut out of Diego Lopez, stepping up on short notice to take on the 10th ranked lightweight Movsar Evloev, and Evloev able to survive as Lopez had a lot of submission opportunities, even at the final bell, had Evloev in a knee bar and was able to last until the bell and get that unanimous decision. I think a lot of people think that Lopez did enough to win the fight, but really those submission attempts were the only time that Lopez was any danger to Evloev. There was early on that Lopez looked good, but it kind of looked like he gassed out in rounds 2 and 3, and that's where Evloev kind of took over and got that decision. The least exciting fight of the whole night was the first matchup on the main card, and a lot of talk on social media today. Charles Jourdain defeating Kron Gracie in a featherweight matchup, unanimous decision. Wasn't the most exciting fight, but Jourdain getting the job done, and a lot of people questioning if Gracie was just looking for a payday. But it works out a lot of times where the last fight on the prelims is a much better fight than the first fight on the main card, and I think the UFC might do that on purpose, because you want that last fight to be great so that people will buy the pay-per-view if they haven't already. So I think there's a little design to that, and so you see some of those matchups that are a little bit better than that first matchup on the main card, and that was also the case last night. So in that final matchup on the prelims, Matt Frivola defeating number 14 Drew Dober in the lightweight division, a knockout in the very first round. And Matt the Steamroller Frivola just looked awesome last night. And so he'll probably jump up into those rankings, and look forward to seeing him in action next time, because he put it on Drew Dober. Frivola calling out Paddy Pimblett after the fight. And so that would be something to look forward to, because Frivola probably jumping into those rankings, around 14, 13, 14, 15, somewhere in that range. So that'll be a good test for Paddy, for both men. So it'd be great to look forward to that. And really, one other fight that I do want to touch on before we move on and kind of move through the rest of the schedule that we have coming up. One impressive fight that I saw was in the light heavyweight division. That was Kennedy Nzechukwu defeating Devin Clark by a second round submission. Nzechukwu, if you haven't seen him, 6'5", 205, just an awesome specimen. And getting Devin Clark in a guillotine there in the second round, catching him on the way in. Excuse me, I get going. The voice starts to go a little bit, so bear with me here, and I'll get a drink of water here in a second. So Kennedy Nzechukwu getting that guillotine in the second round, and just a great performance. And so what I saw from him, and when I was looking at it, I don't know how this doesn't happen more often, where someone shoots in with the head down, you get him in the guillotine, and you're able to choke him out to get the victory. So I haven't seen it a lot, and like I said, we're here to open cards. Talking about the fights is the fun part at the beginning of the show. It's not my forte. I'm going to leave that to experts, but we are going to talk about it a little bit, because it does impact the brandability of fighters, who's hot, and value of cards, things like that. That's why we talk about it, because it does affect the value of the products that we're going to be opening later on. So and with that, we do have our hobby top 5 coming up. We've been doing that almost since the beginning of the show, but that's our feature where we talk about the 5 hottest fighters in the hobby right now. And that's not a pound for pound top 5. That is who everybody is collecting, who everybody's after, who everybody's chasing in these new products. So we had a change in the top 5 last week for the first time in a while, and with that new product coming out. And so we'll be revealing that as we go along. So this is a part of the show where we've talked about last night's event, and we don't always go through every fight, but we usually do on a big pay-per-view. And later on, we'll touch on some of the bigger matchups, and I'll kind of go through what we're looking forward to here in the next few weeks. So I've got my schedule over there, and I'll be looking at that. So next week, got a big main event. It's a really pretty good card. Fight night on May 13th from Charlotte, North Carolina, heavyweight division. Jardina Rosenstrike against number 12, Jalton Almeida. Rosenstrike ranked number 9, so a great heavyweight matchup. The former main event got pushed by that Rosenstrike Almeida event, but it used to be in the light heavyweight division. Number 5, Anthony Smith against number 7, Johnny Walker. And so they moved down to the co-main, and looking forward to that one. Also a welterweight matchup, a really good one. With number 15, Daniel Rodriguez against unranked Ian Gary, but probably should be ranked. So that's a great matchup. Women's strawweight division, number 7, Mackenzie Dern against number 14, Angela Hill. So those are the highlights of next week's card in Charlotte. Also got a fight night coming up on May 20th, and there's going to be a change in that main event, because we'll see here in a second why. We know Raquel Pennington, the number 2 ranked women's bantamweight, is going to be in the main event, but she does not have an opponent yet, because Irene Aldana has moved into UFC 289 to challenge Amanda Nunes. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But that fight night card on May 20th has started to fill out. And then also the fight night on June 3rd at the Apex in Las Vegas would be the flyweight matchup between Kai Kara France, number 3, against number 7, Amir Albazi in the main event. The co-main in that one, Misha Tate, number 11, against number 10, Mayra Buena Silva in the women's bantamweight division. So that's the main and co-main in a couple of weeks. So we do talk about UFC 289, June 10th in Vancouver. Amanda Nunes is going to face number 5 Irene Aldana for the Women's Bantamweight Championship. So that leaves Raquel Pennington without someone to fight right now, but we'll see who moves into that spot. But Juliana Pena was supposed to be in that matchup with Nunes, supposed to be the third edition of fights between those two, but Juliana Pena has broken ribs, so she had to pull out of that main event, and so we'll see what happens down the line. Maybe Aldana wins the title and Pena gets a crack at it, or Nunes hangs on and she and Pena do it again at some point. But the co-main event in that one is a great win. It's supposed to be last night, but injury to Charles Oliveira, but it's going to be good enough to go on June 10th. So Charles Oliveira, number 1 contender in the lightweight division, former champion, taking on Beneil Dariush, number 4. And also Mike Malott and Ajim Fugit, welterweight matchup, lightweight matchup, Dan Ige and Nate Landwehr, and also Kaylee Roundtree and Chris Dawkins in a light heavyweight bout. We've seen some more events start to fill out here, and I'll just touch on the highlights. We know June 17th, the main event at the Apex, is going to be Jared Cannonier against Marvin Vettori in the middleweight division, number 3 and number 4. Fight night, June 24th in Jacksonville. That card really filled out this week with Josh Emmett and Ilya Topuria in the featherweight division, number 5 against number 9. Also with Macy Barber and Amanda Hebus, women's strawweight matchup, number 9 against number 11. Barber number 11, Hebus number 9. That one's now official. Middleweight division, number 13 Brendan Allen against Bruno Silva. And then the rest of that card, as you look going down, one that I'm interested in is the return of Tabitha Ricci, number 15 now in the rankings, against Jillian Robertson in the women's strawweight division. So Robertson just picked up a win recently, Ricci coming off a win, so looking forward to that. And also because Tabitha Ricci is one of the hotter rookies in this product. So, and I'm not talking about looks, but I'm just talking about somebody that people are collecting here in 2023 because of those rookie cards coming out. Then just kind of running through the rest of the schedule that we know of, for the most part, that we know of. July 1st, a fight night in Las Vegas. Sean Strickland against Abbas Magomedov in the middleweight division. Strickland ranked number 7 right now. UFC 290, July 8th in Las Vegas. The main event's not official yet, but we all believe that it's going to be Alexander Volkanovski against Yair Rodriguez for the featherweight title, unifying those belts. And then we do know that the co-main event will be for the flyweight championship, with Brandon Moreno taking on Alexander Pantoja, the number 2 ranked contender for Moreno's title. Also on that card, a big one between Robert Whittaker and Dracus du Plessis. The middleweight division, Whittaker number 2, du Plessis number 6. And also a lightweight matchup between number 10 Jalen Turner and number 11 Dan Hooker. We had seen that Bo Nickel and Trayshawn Gore were on that card in the middleweight division, but when I was checking in, looking at my notes for the show, that I'd seen that Bo Nickel and Trayshawn Gore are no longer on that card. So we'll see what's going on with that matchup, see if it's still on there, see if they make that one official later on. And just kind of rounding out what we do know of, rumored of a fight night event between Rafael dos Anjos and Vicente Luque in the welterweight division on July 15th. And we know that the fight night on July 22nd will be in London. And we know that Molly McCann will be taking on Julia Stolarenko in the women's flyweight division. But we don't know anything else about that card yet. But one thing that we might see, and I'm just speculating at this point, because I'm interested, because I want to see Tom Aspinall come back. I collect a little bit of Tom Aspinall cards, and so looking forward to him coming back. And we know that it was rumored that he was going to be taking on Marcin Tybura. And so Aspinall ranked number 5, Tybura number 10. Each have been out a little while, and Aspinall coming back off that injury. So would make sense for that to be a matchup, and that would be a great main event for that London card. Aspinall from England, so would make sense to have him as the main event coming back off that injury. So that's it. our run through the schedule here at the beginning of the show. And now it's time that we transition over and we start to ramp up as we get into a box of Prizm here in just a few minutes. But first off, let's talk about our hobby top 5, which I was just mentioning. So top 5 hottest fighters that people are collecting out of this product, and it's going to stay the same as it was last week because it hasn't been a lot of movement. People are still collecting the same rookies out of this product, and nobody really did anything to shake that up this week. And it is just fighters, so we're not going to talk about the Hasbulla cards, but hopefully we pull one for somebody. And also, if you're listening, let me know who you collect in the chat box, and we'll be looking for that. So let's get to it. Hobby top 5. Number 5 this week, again, Alex Pereira, the former middleweight champion. He's still a rookie in this product, so he's collectible. People looking for those cards. Number 4, and I think this one's kind of moving up, may move up sometime. Just seeing, the prices and breaks and who people are asking about. That's kind of what I base everything on. And this one's talked about a lot, and it's Erin Blanchfield. So the first time that we've had a female fighter in the top 5 was last week is Erin Blanchfield, and she stays there right where she is, number 4. So number 2 and number 3 are not rookies. They're recent rookies, but they remain in the top 5. Number 3 is Khamzat Chimaev, and number 2 is Shavkat Rakhmonov, a rookie from last year's product. And the number 1 fighter in this week's Hobby Top 5, just as he was last week, this is who people are collecting, looking for those numbered cards out of the 2023 Prizm, and it is Bo Nickel. So that is our Hobby Top 5. So run it down again: Bo Nickel, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Khamzat Chimaev, Erin Blanchfield, and Alex Pereira. So just want to remind everybody that everything that we open on the show, everything we talk about, everything that you see on the show is available for purchase or trade. So we are trying to keep the show going, so do prefer for purchase, but you can reach me at russ@orange-fire.com. You can find me on Twitter at FightCardsRuss or at OrangeFireMedia. You can also find me on Facebook, Russ Reneau, Reneau, or the Orange Fire Media Facebook page. That's all my contact info. Whatever you see, if you want it, let me know. We'll work something out. We're not trying to, just blow up and get the best price for everything. I mean, we are trying to get the best price, but we're also trying to give you a good deal. I do want to move this stuff into your hands. This is why we do the show, is so that you can come on here, and if you collect somebody, that you can find what you're looking for. So before we get started opening one of these boxes, I do want to look at what we hit last week. So I am putting on the gloves so that we can handle these cards with care. Make sure that we don't get any fingerprints on them, that they're well taken care of when they make it to you. So if you give me just a second, I'll get ready. Then we can look at last week's stuff, and then we can get into this week's product. I'm gonna hold these gloves away from the microphone. Makes it a little more pleasant to listen to. All right. And we've got top loaders, penny sleeves waiting on the side. I've actually got them all loaded up already, so we don't have to do both. But let's just take a look at what we went through last week. Like I said, if anybody's watching, you have a preference on which box that we open up, let me know before we get in there. So our first auto that we pulled last week was a redemption. So looking at BJ Penn Champion Signatures. Haven't redeemed that yet, so I think I know who that's going to. But also that was our first autograph. But this was probably the best pull. Was a Tabitha Ricci orange rookie card That one's numbered to 99. So there you go, the base. Baby Shark. Then we also had a nice little Chris Curtis pull. Chris Curtis, a rookie, got the base auto, but also got the blue, numbered to 175, regular base. Also had the number 2 on our Hobby Top 5, Shavkat Rakhmonov, the blue, 175. Tisha Torres, purple. Nasruddin Imavov, purple, rookie card. Jamal Hill, red. Have a few hypers. Yuri Prochazka, Anthony Smith, Amanda Lemos, rookie. Jeff Neal. Then we get into some of the blue wave. David Dvorak, rookie. Darren Till. The ruby red wave. Benil Dariush. Jessica Andrade. Ian Gary. Macy Chiasson. Then you get into the silvers that we pulled. Valentina Shevchenko. Mateus Nicolau. Michelle Pereira. And a Hamzat Shemaev silver. And a Johnny Walker. So that was all of our hits from last week. Like I said, we'll look through the big ones again. The BJ Penn Champion Signatures, Redemption card, the Tabitha Ricci orange, and that Chris Curtis rookie auto, and the Chris Curtis blue. So let's see if we can do better than that this week. Put those aside, and let's pick a box. Let's get these other ones out of the way. All right, here we go. So we're going to take this one on the far left, and we'll get right to it. Let's see that if I have enough top loaders and penny sleeves on that ledge, but I know we've got some other ones on the side over here. So here is our second box of Panini Prizm for 2023. Changed some of my audio settings this week, and so the sound may sound better for you, but I can hear everything that's coming out. You may be able to hear it too, though. So we'll keep working on that. That's what we're working on the show, is just making it better and better every week. I know that I need to work on the audio, and so consulting with some friends who have done some work in the audio production space, and that's what we're looking for, to build this up, make it better every week, just make sure that we're doing the best that we can, and promote the show and get a whole bunch of subscribers and give away some cards. That's what we're trying to do. So I do apologize. But it's always a good sound opening cards, right? So there we go. Challenging Amanda Nunes for the title. Coming up, Irene Aldana. And we do go through every card, because we also are on all the audio platforms. On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Audible, everywhere else you get your podcasts. So for people who are listening, if you hear something that you might be interested in, you can go back later and look at it, and then just let me know, and we'll get it to you. So Movsar Evloev with the big win last night. Andrea Lee. Jeremiah Wells, rookie. Dustin Poirier. Lauren Murphy. Philip Perot, rookie card. Elias Kabab Kizreev. Zhang Wei Li. And we got a Sugar Sean O'Malley red. That one is numbered to 199. So, like I said, I already have these ready to go. Might make it a little bit easier this week. Might make it a little more difficult too. You never know. So now we have a numbered card of Sugar Sean O'Malley. So it's $199. Euros Medic. A nice printer line right through it. Unfortunately. That's a rookie card. I think it might be easier to do the penny sleeves and then the top loader. I was going through some stuff, rearranging it, and thought this might be easier, but it's not. So yeah. So unfortunate printer line on that one. At least it's a red wave and not something higher numbered. We'll go back through all our hits as we go along. So there's a Brandon Moreno Fearless. And then we go back to Irene Aldana. All right, Daniel Rodriguez, Jordan Levitt rookie. Sajakub Kakramanov, rookie. Cheyenne Vlismas, rookie. Sean O'Malley. Molly McCann, rookie. Didn't get one last week, so add meatball to this one. Andre Petrosky. Tisha Torres. Dominic Reyes. Got a Piotr Jan Silver. Oh wow, same pack. Piotr Jan Blue Wave right after it. Loaded box. So, it'd be interesting to see how long it takes us to get to our case hit. Didn't get anything crazy last week. Both of our autos were base. The last one in this pack is Carla Esparza Dominance. So I don't know if I want to get that case hit out of the way or not. We just want to see what it is. So, big winner last night, Aljamain Sterling, Jalen Turner, Sergey Pavlovich, Beneil Dariush, Macy Chiasson, Brock Lesnar, Ala Tangeli, rookie, didn't get one of those last week, Justin Gaethje, Vicente Luque, Terrence McKinney, orange, rookie, that one should be numbered 299. $33 of 99. Kyler Phillips, Hyper. It's also a rookie card. Kyler Phillips. So there's a Hyper. And last one, Islam Makhachev, All Out. So at the end of all this, we'll have a big roundup of rookie cards. We'll have a lot for sale. As long as it's not the big ones. Bo Nickel, Aaron Blanchfield, Alex Peredo, probably pull those out. Tabitha Ricci, but the rest we'll load them all up into one lot. So here's our fourth pack. David Dvorak, rookie. Mark Madsen, also a rookie card. Sean Brady, Michelle Watterson, Max Holloway, Stipe Miocic, Patty Kianzad, Cody Durden, rookie, Johnny Walker. So, Aliskab Kizreev, blue rookie, and that one's numbered to 175. And then a Renat Fekretidanov. Also another rookie card that we have not seen yet. Then last card in the pack. There we go. Alex Pereira, Fearless. We got one of these last week, and usually, even if it's an insert, it has the rookie card seal on it, and this one doesn't. So I guess Alex just been around long enough that doesn't get that treatment on the insert card. Here we go. We've got pack number 5, almost halfway there. So Tony Ferguson, saw some news about Tony last night, involved in a car accident. So might be some bad news for Tony coming up. Rafael Fiziev, Michelle Watterson again, Sean Brady, Robert Whitaker, Charles Oliveira, Ketlin Vieira, Jonathan Almeida rookie card, Darren Till, Johnny Walker, another silver. So we got our first auto coming up. I know what it is. I don't think you've seen it yet. So in these boxes, there's on average 2 autographs. Both of ours were base last week. There's the Johnny Walker. Get this one ready to go. So here we go. Tank Abbott Silver. So there we go. Tank Abbott Silver Auto. It's a legendary signatures. I think there's somebody in a group I'm in on Facebook who collects Tank Abbott, so may have to track somebody down there. But also, that one's not numbered. Silver nonetheless. And the last card, Manon Fiorot, Fearless. Okay, so now this will be halfway right here. So we got one auto out of the way. Raul Rosas Jr., rookie, Amanda Nunes, Jan Blachowicz, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Alex Pereira, rookie, Carlos Olberg, rookie, Arnold Allen, Jessica Andrade, Ian Gary, Juliana Pena, silver, and you got your Rosenstrike Red Wave. That one there. Got a pretty good Yair Rosenstrike lot if anybody's interested. Got an auto, some other numbered cards from last year. Pulled that out of our last box of 2022 Prizm, and then the last card in this pack is Michael Bisping All Out. So here we go. Continuing on, now we're halfway done. So starting off this pack, Israel Adesanya, Chris Barnett rookie, Chao Barallo rookie, Alex Perez, Yair Rodriguez, Bilal Muhammad, Luana Pinheiro rookie, Jeff Neal, Amanda Lemos rookie, Mario Bautista purple, those are numbered to 149. Rose Namajunas with the hyper. And the last card in this one is the BJ Penn Dominance. So here we go, 5 packs left. All right, Corey Sandhagen, Michael Morales rookie, Kyler Phillips rookie, Taito Avasa, Jake Matthews rookie, Ilya Topuria, Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, Jennifer Maya, Mateus Nicolau Silver, got one of those last week. Bryce Mitchell, the Blue Wave. Like I said, we'll show everything that we hit again. Everything's available for purchase. Russ at orange-fire.com. My Twitter handle at FightCardsRuss or at OrangeFireMedia. The Max Holloway All Out to finish off that pack. So down to 4 packs now. Here we go. Brandon Moreno, Manon Fiorot, Umar Nurmagomedov, Raquel Pennington, David Basharat, rookie, Davison Figueiredo, BJ Penn, Mackenzie Dern, Giga Chikadze, something new that we haven't seen yet coming up right here, Damon Jackson. There's the Octagon, and that one's 2 of 8. So that is our lowest numbered card in the clubhouse. Damon Jackson, rookie. Octagon silver. 2 of 8. So there you go. That's our lowest one out of these 2 boxes. Chidi Njokwani, rookie, hyper. And the last card in that pack, titled Santos Fearless. So just got that 2 of 8 Octagon Silver. David Jackson. Still looking for another auto though. Unless that took its place. But let's see. Green Silva, rookie. Israel Adesanya. Nazardine Imavov. Anthony Smith. Michelle Pereira. Hamzat Chimaev. Another Tabitha Ricci rookie. Sean Woodson. Mohamed Mokayev rookie. Michelle Pereira silver. And got our other auto, the next one. So stay tuned. So it is another Legendary Signatures. This one is Matt Hughes. So we have pulled 3 Hall of Famers. The BJ Penn last week with the Champion Signatures. Tank Abbott was the other auto in this box. And now Matt Hughes. So nobody... Chris Curtis was rookie, so none of the other stars yet. This is the Legends Tour. There's the Matt Hughes. And last card in this pack is Hoist Gracie. So 2 packs left. Go into my other stash over here. Grab a couple more top loaders and some penny sleeves. Went through all the ones I had preset. All right, here we go. Second to last pack. Stephen Thompson, Nikita Krylov, Marcin Tybura, Leon Edwards, Rafael Dos Anjos, Matthew Semmelsberger rookie, Nathan Levy rookie, Brandon Royval, Magomed Ankalaev, Hamzat Chimaev silver, Ignacio Bahamondes rookie, Ruby Red Wave. The blue and the red waves are not numbered. So good looking insert nonetheless. And the last one in this pack is Kamaru Usman Dominance. Last pack here of the night. You know, it's so hard to just not tear through this case. So, you know, playing the slow game here on the show, just we have to have enough, you know, product on hand that we can do the show every week. And I'd love to just go through it, but obviously that's not the show. We got to have something to look forward to next week. We just couldn't afford to do something like that and do a case every week. But anyway, here we go. Last pack. Yuri Prochazka, Aaron Blanchfield, rookie. Pat Sabatini, Jack Hermanson. There's a Damon Jackson rookie. We hit the big one earlier. There's an Anthony Hernandez rookie. Tom Aspinall. Dracus Duplessis, Bryce Mitchell, Yair Rosenstrike, red. Those are $199. And a tie to a Vasa Hyper. So just one more card in this whole box. Until we have to wait a week to do this again. So there's a tie to a Vasa. And our last card is Habib Nurmagomedov Dominance. So there we go. Let's go back through these hits for this week. So tied to a Vasa Hyper. Yeah, your Rosenstrike red. Ignacio Bahamondes Red Wave rookie. Hamzat Chimaev silver. Matt Hughes legendary signatures. Michel Pereira silver. Chidi Njokwani hyper rookie. There we go. There's the Damon Jackson Octagon silver, number 2 of 8. Bryce Mitchell blue wave. Mateus Nicolau silver. Rose Namajunas hyper Prizm. Mario Bautista purple rookie card. Yair Rosenstrike ruby red wave. Juliana Pena silver. Here's our other auto. Tank Abbott legendary signatures silver. Johnny Walker silver. Renat Fakhretdinov red wave rookie. Alaskab Kizriev blue rookie. Kyler Phillips hyper. Terrence McKinney orange rookie card. Piotr Jan blue wave. And these were back to back. Piotr Jan silver. Those were in the same pack. Uros Medic red wave rookie with the big print line in the middle of it. Big thick one. Usually you see little thin ones. That one's pretty thick. And the first insert that we pulled was a Sean O'Malley red. So that one's numbered to 199. So the big hits had 3 big ones. Tank Abbott with the silver legendary signature, Matt Hughes legendary signature, and the Damon Jackson number 2 of 8. So hopefully he does well. So that's our lowest numbered card that we've pulled out of these 2 boxes. So we've made it through 2 boxes of Prizm. We've got 10 more to go. And we'll see how long those last before Donruss comes out. Then we'll see what we do going forward. We can do an end of the year deal where we just save up boxes and open up what we have left at the end of the year. We can just, we have a lull in between products at some point, then we've got some stuff left over. But we'll keep plowing through this Prizm for the next few weeks. We know that. And so it's been a lot of fun, and we'll just keep going. Really looking forward to that and building this show and just keeping on growing. And we cannot do that without you. Hope that you have some other friends that are involved in the hobby, and you tell them about this show and that there is a show that's just devoted to UFC cards. And we talk about fights and we open cards. That's what we do. Pretty simple. Keep it clean, and something for the whole family. If you got youngsters that get involved in collecting cards, we can answer questions, help everybody out. That's what we're here for. That's what we got started for, and that's what we want to do. We just want to, just grow this show as the fights get better and better every week. And we know that's coming up down the line, and we'll do this every week, every Sunday at 9 p.m. Central right here on YouTube. And then the audio broadcast, I'll drop that file right after the show, and it'll be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, wherever you get your podcasts. So you can find us everywhere. And just spread the word. That'll help us out, and that'll keep this show going as long as you want it to. So we just want to add better product, add more product. Maybe we open 2 boxes of Prizm if we can, get to that point where, we do a little bit more every show. And I just really appreciate everybody's support and coming back week after week and just telling your friends to subscribe and, hit that button so that we can enter you into our card giveaways, and we can start giving those cards away. Once we grow this audience to a certain point, we'll start giving that stuff away. But while we're still growing, we're going to hold off on those for a little while. But just be patient, as I'm being patient right now. You want to be growing and getting bigger and bigger and be the next big thing. But I'm just having fun doing this, and I hope that you're having fun watching it. So I appreciate it, and we're going to do this again next week, as we always do, right here on YouTube, Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Central, live. We'll be opening up another box of Prizm, and we'll be talking about that Fight Night event coming up in Charlotte next Saturday. So I'm Russ Renault. Thanks again for joining us here on the UFC Fight Cards Podcast. Thanks for stopping by on your Sunday night, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. And we will see you next week right here on the UFC Fight Cards Podcast.